a tax and border circle that is going to take care of the border, and I will explain how. Lastly, all welfare groups in Kikuyu, I'm going to bring them together and form one big welfare group that is going to look into the welfare of these people. And lastly, fight for that place called Deya to become an eyesore, arid and semi-arid land. There is no reason why it shouldn't.
Mr. Stephen, I love your manifesto, I really do, but I have to cut you so we can allow Mr. Frederick for the interest of time.
Yeah. I will tell you very quickly the top things on my manifesto. The first one, if you have seen mine, says education, education, education. Because I believe education solves many things. Pombe. Hii inakunywa watu tunazika watoto wetu. But tumedanganywa sana na manifesto, si ndio? So I will tell you very briefly the things that I have done. Judge me by those things and what I'm able to do. I'm currently supporting over 50 students wanasoma on me. I have employed 20 people. Niko na shule pale Maihe. Half the students don't pay. They are part of that 50. Nimejenga library. My former school iko na computer lab. Nimejengea 3 people homes from the ground up. Mimi mwenyewe. So I have done many things. Musinijaji na ile ninasema nitafanya. Munijaji na ile nimefa. Asanteni.
Thank you so much. And you have about 2 seconds, but you was right on point. So thank you for that. We will go straight into our questions. And this is just a quick 30-second question. And the question is, what guided you to vie for the MP position? In short, ni nini ilifanya muamue mtavai kukua MP wa Kikuyu Constituency? Just a quick 30 seconds. Start with Mr. George Kitau.
Okay, what drove me is that I've been born. Okay, I was born and raised here. I've done business in Kikuyu, and I know the problem we are facing. I've voted many times, like 4 or 5 times, but yet I've been disappointed, and I know the cry of the people that we have been cheated. So I want to live up to the desires of the people of Kikuyu.
Thank you so much. Mr. Simon Buru.
The main reason why I ran for MP Kikuyu is because I was sick and tired of complaining from the outside. The Jubilee government has mismanaged our economy, and I think everybody here can feel the pinch in their pocket. You go to buy food, it's absolutely expensive because of corruption, because the government drove us into debt, and we are being overtaxed. And because of that, I saw it best to be part of the solution, to go into parliament where some of these things can be solved and be part of the solution. So that drove me towards running for MP Kikuyu. Yes.
Thank you so much. Mr. Githitu.
Thank you. I have been following what is happening in our office down there, and when I say that I'm coming to bring professionalism, the financial reports for Kikuyu constituency have been qualified by the auditor 3 times. And I have the qualified reports here. And I'm saying I'm going to bring professionalism to make sure that our finances in that office are properly recorded and dealt with. That is why I'm talking about professionalism. 3 times qualified reports, which means the Auditor General have rejected the financial reports of our office here because things are not going on well. That is what persuaded me to come out so that I can make things right in that office.
Thank you, Mr. Githitu. Mr. Frederick Muroko.
The many things drove me to this point. I'll mention just a few. My brother, who is younger than me, died from drinking vikombe. Mnazijua? It is very personal to me. The government is doing nothing about it. Number 2, nimewambia mambo nimefanya kwa mashule. Na nimefanya hapo kwetu. Watu wengine wanauliza na Kinoo. Hata Yesu aliambia wanafunzi waanze wapi? Alafu wakimaliza Jerusalem, alafu Judea, alafu Kinoo, yeah? Alafu Nasigona. So that is why I want to make sure our children are well prepared for life. Thank you.
Wow, wow. Thank you. You can give them a better clap. They are amazing. Honestly, as we sit here, Phyllis, Ann, and I, we are wowed by your manifestos. We are wondering, are we in the United States, in the United Kingdom? The manifestos are good. They are. But we ask ourselves, how will we implement, how are we planning to implement all the things we have said we will do them? As members of parliament, I believe that is the role we are seeking. How do we seek to implement the things we have said? For example, Mr. Stephen, you just want to change maybe the finances of the office. You could do that in another position. Don't have to be the member of parliament, right? Mr. Miroko could build more schools and rehabs, right? Not necessarily, but how will you implement all these things as now member of parliament? All these things you have told us you will do, how will you implement their beautiful manifesto, your beautiful manifesto? How do you plan to implement all these things? I'll start with George.
Thank you again. One is to participate in legislation, where now you find that the current CDF funds, they are limited, the ceiling. Hopefully we increase the ceiling. Two is to involve the people themselves, so that we can prioritize what is there and look at what we need to do, that we get in touch with the people. Because as much as that I want education, we have to involve the people. And then three, we have to lobby for extra funds. You know, like the way the CDF 130 million is given, we have friendly organization that can help, especially maybe in the Lord, the World Bank. We have the Vision 2030 that the UN is funding. And the central government, we have to align ourselves with the goals of the central government so that we have what the government wants to fund. We make sure we fully participate. The other thing is that we have to increase the efficiency of our policies and also the use of funds so that we are able to access and utilize every coin and eliminate corruption. That you'll find that in the implementation, the last report, the auditor report, you find people are doing 600 million and they spend almost 6.1 billion on that project. So if we can avoid wastage and fight corruption, I believe we'll be in the right and we'll have enough for our people.
Thank you, George. Mr. Simon?
On my case, I would say that over and above managing the CDF money and distributing bursaries, the primary role of a member of parliament is to draft policy in parliament. So the one way to effect change, the one way to deploy some of these solutions that I've proposed in the manifesto is to go onto the floor of parliament and say, you know what, we need computer labs in our schools. All right? It's to go into parliament and tell them, okay, we devolved health, and right now we do not have medicine in our hospitals. People are not receiving good health